The mobile phone. It is estimated that around 4.5 billion people use social media worldwide. And the mobile phone has played an immense role in this. And this is an invention that has seemingly made life easier. We get the chance to stay in contact with people that are far away from us. We get the chance to meet new people. Now, all of this takes place on social media platforms like Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, LinkedIn, whatever it is that you use. The problem, though, is that social media use is destroying the human brain. Yes, it is destroying your brain as we speak. In this video, we're going to be exploring 3 ways in which social media is destroying your brain right now. So make sure you stay tuned for this whole video to make sure that you are aware of these dangers, to make sure you avoid them. Let's get it. First of all, we have to talk about temporary dopamine rush and endless distraction. So when you indulge in this social media content, right, we all indulge in it to escape, we all indulge in it to distract us from reality. And when we do this, our brain releases endorphins, which is like a feel-good chemical. It gives you that sense of euphoria, almost that sense of invincibility and sheer happiness. Now, the problem with it is that this dopamine rush is temporary. You will come down from it. And each time you feel reality creeping in, you will be going to the thing that gave you this temporary dopamine rush, which is social media. So it's like an endless cycle, right? You feel lonely, you feel sad, you indulge in social media, right? Social media gives you this temporary dopamine rush until that dopamine rush is over, and then you fall back into the same cycle. So it's a never-ending cycle. It's like you're running on a hamster wheel, continuously chasing that temporary dopamine rush. And this is one of the biggest reasons why social media destroys your brain, right? Because your brain is constantly in a flux between euphoria, sadness the entire time. Now, please note, disclaimer, I am not a neurological expert or anything like that. This is from my own personal experience that I'm sharing with you. But the first and foremost reason is that social media provides us with this temporary distraction from our reality, after which it provides us with a temporary dopamine rush, and then we end up falling back into the cycle. It makes it an addiction. The second point that we need to speak about is the development of superficial and childish-like values. Now, when we scroll onto our social media feeds and when we're scrolling through our reels and our YouTube shorts, we are introduced to all of these seemingly tycoons, these successful, ultra-rich people who want to sell you something that'll make you rich, that'll make you join them. And unfortunately, 99% of the time, they do not share their backstory. They do not mention that they had to spend years and years of work to achieve what they've achieved. They've had to go through endless failures to achieve what they're currently achieving. And unfortunately, this brainwashes the younger generation, especially teens who are susceptible because, you're just about to graduate from high school, you don't know what to do with your life, and you think there's this incredible get-rich scheme. And that leads you to develop childish-like and superficial values because you think that I can basically sit here, do nothing, and the money will come to me. That is the development of a childish-like attitude because you'll believe that you have to do the minimum work in order to achieve the same amount of success as people you see on social media. And that is just not true. And it is so sad because, as I said, children and teens especially, and even young adults are susceptible to this kind of brainwashing. It basically ruins your own idea of your success, how your success is supposed to look like. You lose the picture, what you had in your mind of your dream life, your dream car, your dream family, and you replace it with these superficial values, right? And that, once again, gives you that temporary dopamine rush that we talked about in the first point. Oh, yeah. So the development of childlike values and these superficial values ultimately is leading to the degradation of society as a whole, because we see people becoming more superficial, attaching much more value to materialistic things, and including myself, I'm also a victim of this. And this is due to the childish-like values that we developed from these pictures and these images on social media. For today's final point, we have to simply speak about validation addiction. I mean, let's not get it twisted. We are all human beings. We are programmed to seek validation from others. And you know what? Yeah, there are a few supermen out here, including myself, who kind of denied that and said, I don't need validation. Why don't I need validation from other people? Until you really go out or go without that validation, you begin to realize that, damn, something is missing in your life. Something.
Oh shit, here we go again.
Some feel good trick or some feel good thing is missing in my life. And oftentimes there's validation from other people that is just that validation that keeps you going. Oh, you look good today. Oh, have you been working out? That type of validation is missing in your life, and you feel, what am I doing wrong? What is missing in my life? And then we jump to social media to seek that validation. And it's sad because, there are people out there working really hard, who have amazing bodies, who have amazing lifestyles that deserve all of this genuine compliments and validation. But then there are also people who are kind of misusing it to milk other people for money. And that is a sad reality. And you know what? Unfortunately, social media as a whole is one big business, right? And the goal of a business is to make a profit. And they can only make a profit if they keep people interested in the things they share on social media. It is as simple as that. So instead of seeking this false validation, and this is something that I also need to do better at, rather be happy with what you currently have. And you know what? It might suck. It might not be what you want to have, but look forward, right? Focus on improving your present to make sure you have the dream life in the future. That is something positive to take away from today's video. If you enjoyed this video and if you enjoy videos like this in general, I'd like to encourage you to subscribe to the channel, turn on those post notifications bells, and I'll see you next time.